access the power steering reservoir, I'm going to take this oil cap off first. Remove this cover. Just pull up. And the reservoir is located right here. I'm just going to suck some of the fluid out. Just take the cap off. I'll just put the cap back on temporarily. Now I'm going to use a 22mm socket, take off the lug nuts, and remove the wheel. And take the wheel off. I need to move this panel right here, so just take these trim clips out. You should use a trim tool. And slide this out of the way. I have to take the serpentine belt off, so I'm going to use a serpentine belt tool with the 1/2" adapter. And just try to get the belt off. There we go. You don't have to take the belt off completely. Just get it off so you can take it off the power steering pump back here. And just slide it out of the way. We're gonna have to take this shield, this heat shield, off next. I'm just gonna use a trim tool and just take this connector off. Just get underneath it, just pry out. There we go. That goes to the O2 sensors. Just set that aside. Now on top of this shield, there is two 10mm bolts. I'm going to use a ratchet wrench. There's one right near this bend right here. You're just going to have to feel around for it. It's very hard to see. So take that one off. And then there's another one right below the catalytic converter. Just get that one off. And now I'm going to take the other one out. Location-wise, it's almost directly above this one. And now I'm just going to grab it and just slide it like this and slide it out this way, right above the drive shaft. Next, I'm going to take this bolt off of this elbow. And I'm just going to put a absorber underneath there to catch some of the fluid. But I'll use a 10mm socket to get that bolt out. All right, take that bolt out. Now I can grab that elbow and just slide it out. There's going to be a little O-ring in there. I am going to take this O-ring off just in case. The new pump should have an O-ring, so I shouldn't need to use it, but just in case. At the top of the pump, there's a pressure line. I'm going to use a 16mm wrench. Just get on that. I'm just going to crack it free. That's good. And just slide it out, if you can. And there's going to be an O-ring in there, and you don't want to lose that O-ring either. There's two bolts that are holding the power steering pump on now. I'm going to take this one off, but I'm going to take this one off second. The first one I'm going to take off, I need to get from underneath. I'm going to use a 15mm swivel socket with a extremely long extension. And I'm going to go in between the exhaust right here, next to this flex pipe. And I'm going to go all the way up to where the power steering pump is and get on that bolt and take that bolt out. And there's the bolt. You can try to access it from there, it's just not as easy. I'm going to use the same 15mm socket and take this bolt out here. Now the pump is loose. I'm just going to try to get these lines out of the way. right, just get those lines in front of them, just like that. Now, if you're struggling with this, you can remove the catalytic converter and all the exhaust and even the drive shaft if it's in your way, but it's not impossible to do this without taking all that stuff out. Just have to reach up here. And slide it back here. And it seems if you have the pulley in the down position, just rotate it this way, get past the O2 sensor. Now when you go past the O2 sensor, you just twist it this way. If it's easier, you could pull that O2 sensor out also. Twist it down like that. And when it's down like that, I'm just going to twist it over here. And then it comes out just like that. So you don't have to remove all that stuff. It's just finagling it out, but it definitely comes out as long as you get that elbow off of there. Now that the pump is out of the way, I am going to take this elbow off because I'm not going to reuse it. I'll use the new one. Now I can take some hose pliers and just move this hose clamp. I'll just slide it down. Now I'll just take a right angle pick and just try to loosen up the hose. That might loosen it up. And slide it down. And now I'm going to reinstall this the same way I took that other one out. I'm actually going to leave that elbow on when reinstalling it. And just slide like that. All right, now I got it close. Now, before I put the bolts in, I want to get the pressure hose at least started. So get that lined up. I'm going to put this clamp on that elbow first because that hose is going to be in the way. Try to push that hose up a little bit and then get the pressure hose started. I don't want to tighten it down, I just want to get it started. It's easier to start while the pump is loose. There we go. All right, so that is started up top. You don't have to tighten it down. Actually, don't tighten it down yet. And then the rubber hose is already started as well. Now I'm going to get the bolts in for the pump, get that all lined up. Now I'll get these bolts started. Start with the one on the front. And then take the other bolt and just try to reach behind. And get that one started. All right, that one's started. Just gonna snug this down a little bit, not too tight. Just keep it loose. I'll tighten that one down after I tighten the other one down. Now I'm gonna use that long extension and tighten this bolt down. That's good. Now I'll tighten this bolt down. And if you can get a torque wrench in there, you can torque that bolt and the other bolt to 37 foot-pounds. It's just not that easy to access. Now we can tighten up this pressure line. Use that 16mm wrench. It's not that easy to get in there. You can try to get it from the back of it. Tighten it up that way. All right, that's snug. Now I'll get this hose clamp on, use the hose clamp pliers. And get it over the hose. Now I can slide this heat shield back, go over the drive shaft, and it goes up above the steering rack. And take the 2 bolts and just get them started. And now I'll snug these 2 bolts up. Now I did spray this down with some brake parts cleaner just to clean the area. And now I'm going to put the serpentine belt back over the pump. And get everything else lined back up. Over there. And put the serpentine belt tool back in the tensioner. And just get the belt back on. There we go. And just double check. Now we can put this flap back and put the push pins back in. Now put the wheel back on. Now I'm going to tighten these lug nuts down to 140 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. Now you want to perform the bleed procedure. So take the cap off the reservoir, use a transmission funnel that fits right in the base right there. And the best thing to do is to take this line off while it's still empty and then put a cap on the end of the reservoir and then add a hose so that you can have the hose come all the way up to the top of the funnel. And you want to fill this funnel up with transmission fluid. Now, it's going to be Deck 6 transmission fluid. You're going to have someone start the vehicle and just hold the line right up here. Now, this could get very messy because a lot of fluid could come out, but this is the best way to do this procedure. I'm not going to do it that way because I don't have an extra line, but as you're doing that, that's pumping the air through the system and getting the air out. Do that for a couple minutes, have the person in the driver's seat turn the wheel back and forth a couple times while the vehicle is running, and then shut the vehicle off. Let everything stabilize. You can suck the rest of the fluid out of the funnel, and then very quickly pop the cap off the reservoir, and then put that hose right back on. And you might want to have some kind of absorber underneath here, or some type of a towel or a rag, just to catch any of the fluid. You don't want it to go down into the alternator. And then clean it up afterwards, recheck your level, and you should be good to go.